Welcome back, Warriors. I'm your Quartermaster yet again, and it's great to see y'all. Welcome to the 28th video of my Weapon Workshop series. In this tutorial series, I look at all the relevant statistics for all the weapons we're supplied with for this 24-2 conflict. Mind you, some of the info on the weapon crates ain't exactly accurate, so that's why I'm here to test them out for you and get you the most accurate info available. On top of gathering info, I'll also give you all my 3 suggested builds taken in the field for dealing with all manner combat situations. Today we'll be taking a look at our second sniper rifle, the DXR-1. The DXR-1 is based on the German DSR-1 manufactured by DSR Precision GmbH. It's a bullpup sniper rifle with a free-floating barrel and a reserve magazine stored under the receiver for a faster first reload. The base magazine for the DXR-1 is a high-powered 5-round magazine with one in the chamber. As such, these will be the basis for ammo comparisons. These high-powered rounds can be fired at a rate of roughly 35 rounds per minute, which is notably slower than the 57 rounds per minute with the SWS-10's high-powered rounds. There's also a long barrel option that boosts our bullet velocity but reduces our rate of fire down to 30 rounds per minute. Damage and damage ranges are also different than the SWS-10. Unlike the SWS, there is no one-shot kill range. Instead, the high-powered rounds deal 75 damage at all ranges I could reach, making this an extremely consistent ammo type. Using these stats, we end up with a TTK of 1,714 milliseconds, and in a headshot is an instant kill. The DXR-1 also has access to standard issue rounds. These rounds increase our rate of fire, recoil control, ammo capacity, and reload speed while sacrificing bullet velocity and damage range. These rounds fire at 44 rounds per minute, which, while still crazy slow, is noticeably faster than the high-powered rounds when used in the field. The other noticeable thing is how much more drop these bullets have, but we'll get into that later. In terms of damage ranges, these rounds may have shorter ranges, but the amount of damage they do makes this irrelevant. From 0 to 19 meters, we deal our maximum damage of 75. Next, from 20 meters and beyond, damage drops to 60 per shot. As such, regardless of range, it's still a 2-shot kill. Using these stats, our TTK ends up being 1,364 milliseconds. Getting a headshot is still a kill at any range. The final ammo type we have access to are armor-piercing rounds. These rounds fire faster, reload slower, and do reduce damage to infantry. To compensate for this, these rounds can punch through many forms of cover and can damage all vehicles, dealing 6 damage per shot to jeeps and 1.6 damage per shot to tanks. The higher rate of fire of these rounds puts it right around 38 rounds per minute, so just slightly faster. These rounds also surprisingly don't have terrible damage ranges, all things considered. From 0 to 100 meters we deal 60 damage to the body. Then from 101 meters and beyond, damage drops to 35. So using these stats, we end up with a TTK that sits between 1,579 and 3,158 milliseconds. Getting a headshot at any range will still be an instant kill. My favorite section. The 6KU suppressor reduces our damage while giving us some stealth benefits such as no minimap blip and no visible tracers or muzzle flash. The ranges with the 6KU suppressor attached will cause us to deal 69 damage.
Nice.
At all ranges, when using the base ammo of course. Using this single stat, we end up with the same TTK as the base round, sitting at 1,714 milliseconds. A headshot still downs the enemy in one hit. For my recoil test, I fired 6 shots from each ammo type at a range of 50 meters. If you look at the variations in ammo types, aside from the very random stray shot from the AP rounds, they're all basically the same. When it comes to barrel options, nothing affects our accuracy really. The dispersion was just caused by the scope bouncing about as I fired. I tested out the difference between firing while standing and firing while prone, and the differences were insane. Hip fire is just awful, but it's a sniper, so what can you expect? Surprisingly though, despite the huge reticle, the spread ain't all that bad when hip firing. My first combos focus on stealth snipes at relatively close ranges. We started off with the M22 3.5x optic for the most zoom without a scope glint. Next, we use these standard issue extended magazines for a 100% increase in ammo capacity and faster rate of fire at the cost of reload speed and range. The factory mounts are next since we literally have no choice, and we end with a 6KU suppressor for essentially a no downside suppression choice that doesn't hurt our bullet velocity. My first combo, Silent Death, is best when utilized by Camilla Blasco or by someone within the coverage of her jammer. It allows you to post up away from the action without a scope glint, without a minimap blip, and with reduced sound to pick off numerous foes with ease. While this is a closer range build for the DXR-1, it is by no means a quick scoping option. The M22 3.5x optic does not give off a scope glint, but still gives us a great visual zoom for landing those important headshots. With the standard issue extended mag, you'll have plenty of ammo for plenty of kills before having to reload. So long as you're performing sniper support for an allied assault, you should do just fine with this build. My second combo is a long-range sniping dream build. I started out with the SBD 10x optic for a massive visual zoom with the cost of producing a scope glint. We again use the standard issue extended magazines for all the same reasons as before, along with the mandatory factory mounted bipod, before ending with the extended barrel to boost our bullet velocity at the cost of rate of fire. My second build, the Lone Rangers, for those of you who like to sit way at the back or way at the top of the battlefield and fire at your enemies from complete safety. Either that or you like counter-sniping these types of people. Regardless, the massive 10x optic gives you plenty of visual clarity for hitting those crazy long shots, while the long barrel helps to mitigate the bullet drop of the standard issue rounds. The bipod will absolutely make your shots and follow-up shots more accurate, but also leaves you vulnerable to return fire, so it's best to stay wary. And there you have it, folks, all the stats you need to know and the best builds to properly utilize your long-range, accurate German DXR-1. Silent Death isn't exactly an aggressive recon weapon, but it's the most aggressive build you can reasonably have with a DXR-1. It's stealthy and powerful, but still slow to fire. The Lone Range is for people like Luca Ballore, who like to snipe from crazy distances, but with more ammo and more bullet drop than what he's used to. I did my best to get the most accurate stats in my personal testing of these weapons on the orbital testing range. So with that, what do y'all think of the DXR-1? Do you like it more than the SWS-10? Let me know down below. And so if I did a good job today with this briefing, be sure to leave me a like and subscription to show the major you want more statistical briefings just like this one. And with that, I've been your Quartermaster. Until next time, I will see you later.